Day was June 8th, 1783, and around 9 a.m. local time, the residents of a southern Icelandic town noticed a black plume of smoke rise above the northern mountain. The plume of volcanic debris continued to rise, slowly engulfing the last light of the day, turning the sun into a deep, dark red. The volcanism did not surprise the residents, as they had been experiencing earthquakes, and these earthquakes were usually accompanied by volcanic activity, which is common in Iceland due to the fact that it is split in half by the North American plate and the Eurasian plate, and that they are drifting apart from each other, rifting the land open as they move. Iceland is located in the North Atlantic Ocean, to the east of Greenland and to the west of Europe. The Laki Rift Zone and volcano is located on the southeastern portion of Iceland. As we zoom in on the Laki fissure, we can see the domes and the craters that formed when the continental plates drifted apart, and how some of the lava folded over itself, causing these lava fields to appear to the southeast. This green color is a special lichen that grows on these rocks and takes almost 40 years to mature. It was a 16-mile long fissure that opened up. The first rain to fall after the start of the eruption was a dark black ink color and came with a stench of sulfur. This rain also came a hair-like volcanic glass which was formed by high-speed lava fountains and is known as Pele's hair. This was a very hazardous material to breathe in, as it's microscopic fibers of glass that you can easily get in your airways. The valley seen in this photograph is one of the valleys that the lava traveled down in its course. Some of these lava flows filled in valleys as deep as 600 meters to only 200 meters. On June 9th, the entire Skafta River flow was slowly dwindling as the fissure boiled the water away. There were a group of people who were out collecting wood from the river gorge and were just letting the cut trees collect at the bottom of the now empty riverbed. But to their surprise, a steam cloud was rising to the north. This steam cloud slowly turned into a river of lava as it slowly progressed through the Skafta River. 4 days after the initial eruption of the Laki fissure, the lava flow reached the farmlands that were located south of the Skafta River's fluvial fan. The lava traveled 3 kilometers from the fan on the first day. The Skafta lava flows were seen on the 14th of June and as well as the 18th of June, as it flowed through a fork in the river, reaching a distance of 16 kilometers in only 5 days. On June 24th, the farthest reaching lava flows occurred throughout the Skafta River Valley Gorge, almost reaching to the coastline of southeastern Iceland. On August 3rd was when the water of the Fissure River began to rise in temperature, and slowly the water disappeared and was replaced by lava the following day. This stream of lava continued proceeding at a pace of 2 kilometers a day and slowed down on August 14th. Only 9 days later, the earthquake swarms began again and were present until the end of the month. And on the first day of September, a lava flow so great that it dried out all streams coming from the Fissure River appeared. The 10th of September saw the arrival of a third lava stream, but this time the lava had traveled through tunnels within the first 2 flows. 4 days later, the water returned to the stream, but the unrelenting volcano was not done yet. On the 26th day of September, the earthquakes returned, and the streams also dried up. The seismological event slowed down throughout most of the month of October until the 24th, when the smell of sulfur and the earthquakes returned. The following day saw the release and movement of the largest flow of the Fissure River over a 5-day period, where it connected the previous lava flows together. This was the last time that lava would reach this far, as it was now contained within the highlands of Iceland. On November 24th, the fissure erupted in one last hurrah, sending a lava column taller than Mount Kaldbakur, which sits at an elevation of 3,200 feet. The glow of the fissure that had become a staple of the Icelandic nighttime slowly began to dissipate, and finally, on February 7th, 1784, the last official activity was reported. The volcanic activity produced nearly 8 million tons of hydrogen fluoride and 120 million tons of sulfur dioxide. These gases had a substantial impact on the local Icelandic communities. Sulfur dioxide is a harmful chemical because when it comes into contact with water, it is converted into sulfuric acid. When it rained, the acid rained as well, poisoning all land that lay beneath it. When it was in a gaseous state, it would be inhaled and would then coat the inside of your lungs with sulfuric acid, destroying your chances of ever breathing again. This deadly combination of poisonous gas and microscopic glass is what led to the decline of over 70% of Iceland's sheep and horses, and as well as a 50% decline in their cattle population. The death of their livestock combined with the widespread crop failure led to over 20% of Iceland's population dying, or roughly 10,000 people. Iceland's population only recovered to pre-eruption levels in the year 1824, nearly 40 years after the eruption took place. The total output of the 140 craters, cones, and vents produced a staggering 14.7 cubic kilometers of lava that started from the southwest and grew to the northeast, roughly stretching 16 miles. The lava fountains that the Laki fissure produced reach heights with estimations ranging between 2,600 and 4,600 feet tall of pure red-hot lava that then rain down lava bombs and glass, barraging the surrounding areas. The volcanic explosivity index of this volcano is set at a 4, because the amount of tephra ejected is estimated to be between 0.3 and 0.4 cubic kilometers. This led to a phenomenon coined the Laki haze, where the gases blanketed much of the European landmass, leading to a hazy blue fog and dark red sunset. This haze is also attributed to aiding in the start of the French Revolution, as well as the deaths of 20,000 plus British citizens through the subsequent famine and poisonings from the sulfur dioxide and fluoride in the air. The enormous amount of greenhouse gases that were produced also caused temperatures to rise in North America, as well as fall in the winter months. The plummet of temperatures led to the mouth of the Mississippi River freezing, and thus caused ice flows into the Gulf of Mexico. The peoples of Iceland could have done nothing to prevent such an event from occurring, but with the aid of airplanes and other modern transportation equipment, the death toll from this eruption could have been limited by faster evacuation times as well as modern gas monitoring devices that could have warned the people of their impending doom. As this eruption occurred before the Industrial Revolution, and thus before the time that humans began to pollute the air that they breathe, the impact of an event like this would only be worsened. As we pump more and more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere each year, we are only adding fuel to the fire that soon we won't be able to put out. If a Laki-style eruption was to occur in our present time, it would lead to a devastating impact to our global population. We need to band together as a species to lower our greenhouse gas emissions before it's too late. Because if we don't, millions could die and billions more could be impacted.